you do what I had to?
The beloved video game franchise, Sonic the Hedgehog, received new life when the first film in the massive franchise premiered in theaters in 2020. The first film reminded an entire generation that they loved the fun-loving and quick-witted Hedgehog while introducing a new audience to a classic fictional character with decades of history behind him. From the first film's success, it's no surprise that it received a sequel, introducing Sonic's well-known friends Tails and Knuckles into the franchise. The first two films have established what the Sonic films strive to be, and with the third film on the horizon, there are a few things that fans are keen to see during Sonic 3. In today's video, we will discuss what we're most excited to see in the next film.
We have visitors.
This is sad, Robotnik, even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition.
Number 1. Shadow the Hedgehog. Sonic fans were thrilled when they learned their favorite morally ambiguous character would enter the franchise in the next film. Shadow takes center stage in the most recent trailer for Sonic 3, and he appears to be bringing classic stories from the video game franchise with him. The trailer shows Shadow breaking free of a containment unit with exposition about his creation and painful history. Dr. Robotnik's grandfather created Shadow in the video game franchise to act as the ultimate life form. However, Shadow loses the former Dr. Robotnik and his granddaughter Maria in a tragic turn of events that leads him looking for revenge. From the trailer, it seems like Shadow's backstory will remain the same in the films, and he will awake with a need to avenge his lost loved ones, becoming the next primary antagonist for the franchise. As the ultimate life form connected to the Chaos Emeralds, Shadow will become the most formidable foe Sonic has faced. From the brief moments of his interactions with Team Sonic, it seems he may have the upper hand against the three heroes for much of the film. While the audience will be eager to see who Shadow becomes as the next villain, there's also immense interest concerning his history, character development, and personal motivations. Shadow is a morally dark character and an anti-hero on occasion. In past iterations of his character, he has had no problem aligning himself with the wrong people to receive answers detrimental to his development. Suppose the film version of Shadow shares the same desperation to learn more about his past. In that case, he may do anything to find answers, even if it means turning his back on humanity or foregoing a possible partnership with Sonic, who would likely help him under the right conditions.
There's been a high-level security breach.
Number 2. Team Sonic development. One of the most thrilling elements of the franchise is the continued inclusion of various characters from Sonic. While the first film was a standalone adventure, the sequel introduced Tails and Knuckles simultaneously, allowing them to play completely different roles in the narrative. Tails, already familiar with Sonic, was a fan of the Hedgehog and eager to help him stop Robotnik's latest schemes. The pair quickly become friends, and Sonic blames himself when Tails is injured while they flee from their enemies down a mountain. Yet since they have always existed as the iconic duo of the Sonic franchise, it's no surprise that they hit things off and became a team. In contrast, Knuckles enters the narrative desperate to honor his people and protect the Master Emerald. However, Robotnik lies to Knuckles to ensure his cooperation, causing Knuckles to become a supporting antagonist throughout the sequel. This leads him to cross paths and clash with Sonic on numerous occasions. Robotnik ultimately betrays Knuckles after he receives the Master Emerald, leaving Knuckles for dead. He makes up for his mistakes by helping Sonic and Tails, officially rounding out their trio featured throughout numerous Sonic games and television iterations. The next film will take off with this dynamic, allowing them to develop as a team. They seem to be called upon specifically to stand against Shadow, which will require them to build cooperation and trust, which aren't a strong suit for Sonic and Knuckles, who share moments of lighthearted jabs and disagreements in the trailer. The pair may need to focus on strengthening their friendship if they want to stand a chance against Shadow, who has the potential to overpower them if they take him on one-on-one.
This is our moment.
Time to fight.
Number 3. Team Sonic vs. Shadow. Speaking of one-on-one fights between Shadow and the members of Team Sonic, they seem to go horribly for the film's heroes, as they're unprepared for Shadow's sheer strength, strategies, and enhanced abilities. The ever battle-ready Knuckles rushes to engage Shadow in the trailer without a plan or reliance on his teammates. Shadow quickly deters his attack by crushing his hand and overpowering him, leaving Sonic to defend himself alone, a fight he also loses. It seems that Team Sonic will struggle to defeat Shadow as a unified front, as they risk recruiting Dr. Robotnik to join their cause and fight alongside them. Trusting their long-standing enemy won't be easy, and it's unlikely that Sonic would resort to using Robotnik if he had another choice. The film will likely include many confrontations between the team and the new enemy, leaving Sonic and his friends wounded and at their wits' end. However, their solution could lie within what they swore to protect. At the end of Sonic 2, the Chaos Emeralds disappear after Sonic uses their power to save the world. Knowing that the emeralds could give him the edge he needs to stop Shadow, Sonic and the others may track the emeralds down to help them defeat Shadow, which will be another risk, as numerous enemies, old and new, may be waiting for the perfect opportunity to seize the Chaos Emeralds for themselves.
I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
Number 4. Dr. Robotnik's development. In the original games, Dr. Robotnik is already executing a convoluted master plan to obtain the Chaos Emeralds, defeat Sonic, or take over the world. His goals and aspirations appear linear, and while he always finds his way to safety or comes back to the franchise with a new scheme, his character in the film franchise has a few notable differences that allow him to stand out. For starters, in the first Sonic film, his appearance is much different from his video game counterpart, which adds credibility to this version of Robotnik's individuality. However, his story deviates from his origins in the film, as Dr. Robotnik is sent by the United States with his assistant, Agent Stone, to investigate the mysterious power outage caused by Sonic in Green Hills. His good intentions end when he realizes the full extent of Sonic's powers and endeavors to use them to take over the world, thus aligning Robotnik's goals with previous versions of his character. Each film seems to take him closer to becoming someone obsessed with power and willing to achieve it at any cost. In the trailer for Sonic 3, Dr. Robotnik returns with an updated appearance, resembling his video game counterpart. He agrees to help Team Sonic on one condition, obtaining some of Sonic's power through one of his quills. He also reunites with his assumed late grandfather who created Shadow, which could cause his journey in the film to take a sudden turn. Most specifically, there's a good chance that he will betray Sonic and his other comrades before the film's end.
Yes, I
Nope.
am.
Wrong. I'm in charge.
Is
Me.
Major
Ben charge.
Number 5. Future character cameos. After the success of the first Sonic, fans were ecstatic when they learned that Tails and Knuckles were joining him for the sequel. Shadow has received equal enthusiasm, and many expect him to be the best part of the next film. With 4 prominent characters from the franchise appearing in the films, the audience expects to see more characters in the near future, primarily due to an extensive range of characters to choose from. There's no limit to the storylines the creative minds behind the Sonic films can develop. Many fans expect Amy Rose to enter the films next, as she's often considered a love interest for Sonic. However, she's also strong in her own right and the leading female character in the franchise. She could also debut in the same film as Rouge the Bat, a skilled thief who could work for Dr. Robotnik, especially if Shadow becomes a redeemed ally for Team Sonic.
I know what his weak spot is. It's me. I'm the groin.
Sonic the Hedgehog film franchise has reinvigorated the love for the beloved video game character while appealing to longtime fans and newcomers. The anticipation for the upcoming third film is high, and fans are eager to see how the franchise will continue to evolve and expand the world of Sonic. With the introduction of well-known characters like Tails and Knuckles in the sequel, the likelihood of introducing more characters through future films has skyrocketed, and with them can come recycled storylines from the games, further exploration into the Chaos Emeralds, and how Sonic and his colleague will continue altering Earth as heroes and villains alike.
Get yourself a big robot wife?
I'm going to enslave humanity and force them to service my machine.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
couldn't it?
Are you? In the saggy flesh.